Hello and welcome to my channel. I picked up this 3D printed resin kit online and it's a Robocop sat in his high-tech chair, and as you can see there's quite a lot of parts. There aren't any instructions for this, but it looks fairly straightforward. To make things easier for me, I'm going to work on this in sections, starting off with Robocop. There's just a few little tabs which need filing down, and before assembly I'm going to prime it and spray it all silver. With it still being unassembled, it makes it much easier to paint on all the additional colours. I also have the colour shift paint which I'm going to add over the metal areas, because in the second movie this effect is quite prominent. Even though the results are hard to pick up on camera, I'm keeping it fairly simple for mine, so you can only just catch it as you turn it in the light. Next, there are a number of parts which need painting black. This will need a couple of coats as silver has a habit of poking through. For all the finely detailed recessed areas, I add on a few drops of black panel liner, and this helps to break up all that detail. And then using super glue, I attach the limbs to the body. Off camera, I painted up the heads and the 3 different ones in total. One is the helmeted version, while the other two are unmasked. These are practically identical, and as far as I can tell, one is open-eyed and one is close-eyed. By not gluing these in place, I'm free to swap and change them. I chose not to magnetise them as I didn't want to risk any damage. It's now time to work on the chair and follow the same process as before. We'll clean it up and then get it primed and painted. The colour scheme is very simple. Everything is either black, grey or silver. This setup is usually pristine in the movies, so I'm not going to weather it much. What I have here is not an identical copy, but it's similar enough. I also paint the monitor screen grey. I also decided not to add any images on it, otherwise it might not look very good at this scale. Next, I connected together all the grey parts. The supporting arm fastens underneath the chair, and then the footrest connects just below the seat. Both these parts fitted with friction alone, so I didn't need to use any glue. I gave the black part a quick dry brush with some white paint, and now suddenly all the edges are visible. That can then be connected to the chair support. Both armrests can then be slotted into the chair. It's a good idea to dry fit these first to make sure they're the right way around. I coated the monitor screen with some gloss so that'll add a sheen to them. And now those can be slotted into place. They will only fit in their designated slots. The last step is to add all the cables. These will only fit in specific places. Unfortunately, a couple of mine were broken, so they had to be modified to fit. I fixed this off camera as it was quite fiddly. And here's how it all looks completed, with each cable in its appropriate place. Now all that's left to do is to seal in the paint and assemble it. Now I was tempted to make a base for this to sit on, but it would be fairly boring unfortunately, so I did without. Now let's stick Robo on the turntable for the glamour shots. First starting off with just a chair on his own. Robocop is well known for having three main directives. The first is to save the public trust, the second is to protect the innocent, and the third is to uphold the law. There is a secret fourth directive which is classified. It later becomes clear that it's to prevent him from arresting any senior OCP staff member. Well, they can't have their own product turning against them, can they? As I'm filming this video, the Robocop TV series for Amazon has officially been greenlit. I'm just hoping that the design and tone is faithful to the original movie, because we could all do with some more gritty police action, as well as bad guys getting shot in their nether regions. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.